Alright guys, welcome back to another Gabrant stream. It has been a hot minute since we've been live. Hot in more ways than one. Now I was dealing with a real bad throat infection at the start of the month. And then the wildfire smoke came through just as I was starting to get over that. So it has not been a great month or a great summer for streaming for me. But we are going to try ease our way back into it with a stream of one of my favorite little city builders I've got, Endzone, A World Apart. It is a post-apocalyptic colony building game. We're gonna hop into it here and start a new game. In survival mode. We are gonna go with an easier game here. Prosperity, Halloween. This just gives us some, these are some of the expansions and DLCs that they added to the game. This game's a few years old now. Unfortunately, the developers have gone under working on the sequel to this. So unfortunately, that sequel is not getting any further updates. Consumables consumption low, equipment wear and tear. I wish I could just turn equipment wear and tear right off. Distance to water. Well, we are not doing everything research. I still like to go through with the research. Unlock all seeds. We're not doing that. Hey there, Tenny. How's it going? Going to go with Clear Sky. How does audio sound for you, Tenny? It has been a while and I'm not sure what audio settings I'm going to have to mess with. Yeah, no worries, Dan. This is just... Game audio is much louder than me. Okay, I will turn it down in a minute. I've got my mic turned up all the way already. I know, I'm still having some issues with my voice as well, getting over this stupid throat infection and wildfire smoke and shit like that, so I'm probably not as loud as I would normally be anyways. Yeah, this is just a chill stream, easing my way back into it.
This looks like a good place to settle. You know what we learned in the Endzone. Basic needs come.
Alright, let's build ourselves a new home, but first, see what we can do about this game audio. I'm gonna knock it down to 60. Okay, so let's take a look at our map here. I'm just going to pause it real quick. We've got lots of ruins here we're going to be able to salvage. You want to see me do Blackwater and Pathfinder on stream? Okay, so we're going to give ourselves a couple of builders here. And since we've got a nice little lake over here, we're going to build a jetty over here so that we can start collecting water. What are you talking about? There is no radiation over here. Fuck off, game. housing. We are going to build ourselves. We've got 12 settlers here. Well, 19 in total, including children. So we are going to build ourselves a shelter here, which is just a collection of tents. Logistics, that's right. Roads are under logistics on here. I mean, if you really want to watch me succumb to madness and anger, I could just stream next time I'm stuck working in Chatham. I'm gonna turn those off. How does audio sound now? I knocked it down to 60, so that should make things a little better. Or watch me play Hoshigami. I mean, that would probably do it too. Okay. Logistics, we're going to put another road up here. Oh, that's right. They just used the radiation symbol as hey, this stuff is in the way it needs to be. Better, still a little loud, but it's not drowning me out. Okay, well, let's knock it down then to... I'm gonna knock it down to 45. Or 40. That's where the game seems to want to be. I mean, realistically, this isn't a game that the audio is the most important part of anyways. Okay, so we want a forester's lodge here. Yes, I am making sure the pathway is going to line up straight and I don't have to have a little jog in it. You like that? It's not Hoshigami. Okay. So now that we've got all of this, actually, you know what? First off, let's get some water storage here. We're gonna put it right there. Oh, I mean, the repetitive music in Hoshigami is the key to unlocking the madness. You need to be good at it. Cloth. We need 10 cloth. I don't know if I've got cloth. I don't have cloth. We will be getting some cloth soon, though. Is the game paused? Apparently I keep pausing the game by mistake. Which, I mean, that really tracks. Sass never unlocked that madness. No, that is from his years of honing his mental prowess as a Beyblade master. Okay, medical facility. We don't need that yet. Okay, so then what we're gonna do here is move the Forester's Lodge range of work over here. And then we should probably... I'm gonna build a gatherer's cabin down here. It has been years since I've played this game, so we're probably gonna watch my colony crash and burn. But that's part of the fun of games like this. I think probably the other thing that doesn't help is I've got a little fan running under my desk just to keep me cool while I'm streaming. So I don't know if you can hear that at all or not. But that might be getting picked up on and not helping with the audio. Gotta use the code racecar to spawn in a race car. What was the cheat in Age of Empires 2 that would spawn in the Shelby Cobra with the machine guns on it? You have just unlocked a core memory, Tenny. I'm gonna take a look and see if I can find what that code was while stuff is being built. It was race car? Oh no, the cheat code for it was how do you turn this on? So we're gonna speed game time up a little bit here. Hopefully get some stuff built. I picked up Age of the re-release that they put out on Steam. Okay, so we need... Okay, so let's see. Definitely need a water carrier. Need a scrap collector and a forester. A gatherer. We're gonna knock our builders up to 5. Yeah, the updated release of it on Steam is actually really good. Yeah, Age of Mythology was a lot of fun too. There was another game that was out around that time that unfortunately is not presently available anywhere else. It was called Rise of Legends. It was a spin-off of Rise of Nations, and that one was a lot of fun and had a really great aesthetic to it as well. So it was like there was a pseudo-steampunk scientific society you could play as. There was a magic and casting society you could play as. And then I want to say there was like a barbarian society as well. God, I used to play that one all the time. I'm pretty sure I still have the disc for it laying around somewhere, but I don't have a disk drive on this computer. I know it is almost certainly available on abandonware websites, because I'm pretty sure it is abandonware at this point. Okay, so my scrap collector here, the scrap yards, gotten to work. I'm just going to move this guy's field of work here as well, just so it encompasses a lot more scrap. Then we've got to get our recycler going here. I do remember that now, that we need to have a recycler going as well. Because what happens is the scrap collector collects the raw scrap from all of these, like the ruins here, the wrecks of cars. Apparently this is a pole. And then the recycler will take it and process it and refine it into the separate bits of scrap in it. You know what? I'm gonna knock builders down to 3. You've read about how there's a whole bunch of people who are just trying to archive old games for original systems. Games, although they could be ported to a new console, were designed around a specific system experience. Yeah, like, I think the Wii is a really good example of that. Like, that was a very unique experience. Playing games on the Wii is a very unique experience. Okay. Perfect. Yep, and then you select which product you want your recycler focusing on, and since we need cloth for our shelter here, we're gonna have him focus on creating cloth. You agree one of the reasons you kept your Wii? Yeah, I have my Wii and my Wii U still as well, because there were a few games on the Wii U I actually really liked. I feel like the Wii U suffered from the same problem that the newer Xbox systems have had, where the naming conventions are just so bizarre. It doesn't draw in some of the older folks, like parents buying consoles for their kids. Yeah, the Wii U, I think, got an unfair reputation. Okay, so what we're going to do, as I am kind of remembering, I mean, same here, Tenny. I've got a PS5 and it's probably going to be the last console I ever buy. Maybe a Switch for portability. Yeah, I've got a Switch. I bought it for the portability aspect, and then I just don't fucking bring it anywhere. If you travel a lot, you'd have a Wii or Steam Deck. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem is I do travel a lot, but it is me driving. Okay, yeah, so what we're going to do now, we've got our shelter there, which is kind of going to be like a temporary solution for right now. Logistics, and we are going to build a road around those. One thing I do have to remember is, so eventually you do unlock technology, or electricity. You've got to make sure that you leave enough space to get hydro poles through everything. So I need to make sure I leave some space around my houses to get electricity through them. What do you mean my berries are radioactive? When do I unlock PIA containment facilities? Well, that is... I don't actually know if those are a thing in this. There is another game I've got called Surviving the Aftermath. And you actually have to build outhouses so your people don't just poop everywhere. Okay, so what we're going to do is as soon as I've got enough of a populace built up, I usually have a recycling plant built for each resource that the recyclers can generate. And then my forester's lodge here is cutting down and reforesting here so that the lumber out here will continue regenerating. Got a gatherer's cabin here, working on collecting berries and stuff you can find out in the forest. Should build a fishing hut. The problem is, everything is kind of based on like a 4-coordinate grid. So when you've got a lake shaped like this, it makes it hard. Hey YNC, how's it going? Welcome to a very chill stream of Endzone: A World Apart. Did I build this here? Yeah, that's some very unfortunate placement there on my part. It's a little spinny, but you're getting by. Hopefully those vertigo issues resolve soon. Right, are we actually getting... Yay, we have the materials we need to build our shelter. How's stream going? Good, I'm just doing a quick kind of chill stream, trying to ease my way back into it, make sure my throat is and voice are up to getting back into Phoenix Wright, because I thought starting off with a very narrative-heavy game would just re-annihilate my vocal cords. You know what, we are going to connect those up there. That'll make that a shorter path for my gatherer's cabin here. Also, why is that? Okay. No, you go and collect from over there. That is actually, speaking of throat issues and that, we are going to take a very quick water and stretch break here. So if anyone else needs to go take care of some self-care, this is a great time for that. Oops. And we will be right back after a quick break. Alright guys, welcome back. The bars, thank you, YNCI. I realized I didn't have any title cards or anything like that for my streams, so I threw together those real quick. I was able to find a font online that replicated that old VHS style font. Okay, so we are going to hopefully get a little more built here. Okay, so there's a little bit of radiation there from me building. But that will kind of calm down as the as time progresses. It's just a temporary. You are quite welcome, YNC. Yes, I've actually... Hang on, I'll pop up. I've got a couple of cards I put together like that. There's my regular stream start here. And just a miscellaneous one for days like today where I'm not playing the game I am allotted for playing right now at the moment. And I've also got an end card as well. I'm quite happy with them, especially those filters I was able to find. Okay, so we've got... Alright, so I need to make a few more standard cabins here. Because these shelters hold a lot of people, but people occupying them won't have children. So these can be real good as a place to keep old settlers and children. And they can also just be a really good way to start kind of bringing your population back under control if you're expanding too fast. Getting back into this is a lot of fun. I haven't played this game, I think... When I went to start stream back up, I think it was close to about 3-4 years since I played this last. Because the sequel had come out. So... trying to think of what would be the easiest way to set this up. I think it would be to have another grouping of cabins kind of in this area here. And then we'll just build a dirt road around those. So bad at sim games like this, but there. Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. Kind of Sim City almost, but in the aftermath of the apocalypse. And we don't really need a food station or a water station here, because all of our housing is right by our food storage and water storage. I think what might not be a bad idea here would be... gonna put a field right there. Because a gatherer will keep us stockpiled with food for a while. But we don't want to become over-reliant on just scavenging berries and end up starving to death because we forgot to grow our own food. We've just got to go and designate a couple of farmers here. And we've got the populace here. I feel comfortable giving us another recycler. We're going to put one there. And we need... So we have seeds for sugar beets and potatoes. So we are going to start with potatoes. Does this game have seasons? It's kind of, as opposed to regular seasons, it's got more kind of like a wet and a dry season, if I am remembering the game correctly. I don't think there is an actual winter unless you turn catastrophes on. Which, this is my first time playing this game in 4 years. I toggled catastrophes off. Because a catastrophe would be my colony immediately collapsing because I've forgotten how to handle these things. Yeah, this one's a lot of fun because you can make it as easy or as hard as you would like as well. Okay, perfect. There, so... we have Gerald and Desiree living in this one. It's also kind of cool that all of your colonists all have names, too. Yeah, winter is a catastrophe. Now, a little 8x8 field like this will get us by with the start of... just at the start of our colony here, but we are going to want to expand our field sizes as we get more and more settlers that are born or immigrate into our colony. It's actually, for an older game, I say older, it's still from like the 2018, I want to say it's 2018 was when this came out. And for a smaller dev, it looks really good. Oh no, if they have names, you get more attached. Well, one thing too with this game is old age is a thing. So your settlers will eventually just die of old age as well. Oh, I forgot to record this. I'll have to rip this video off of Twitch after I'm done. Oh, I've got two more homeless people. We're just gonna throw this on all settlers for now, just so that way everyone has a place to stay. I forgot how small the population that the cabins allow was. Okay, so we've got a new recycler here. We're going to take some plastic, and we're going to go and get ourselves a second refiner. Gonna give us second water carrier as well. So we're going to start seeing our scrap and that build up here. If I remember right, is there... Okay, so yeah, there is only the one form of storage here. Everything gets stored in one building. I know there is another game I play similar to this where you have to build like food storage and raw materials and constructed materials. Whereas in this, the only storages you really have to worry about are general storehouses and then water storage as well. Actually, water is a little low. Let me check, how much are we consuming? Well, we're gonna build a second jetty right here. Just to make sure we are on top of our water intake. Keep our little peeps all well hydrated. We are going to bump up our scrap collectors as well. We've got the space to accommodate that. Oh, and we have had another child age up to an adult. Our population is on the up. See what else. I should build a campfire. We're gonna build our campfire here, south of our bus wreck, which we will be able to upgrade into kind of a community center. And what a campfire is going to do for us is, this is kind of like a forum. And people can come hang out here and increase their mood. This location is very wet. I think it has rained more than it hasn't rained. There are hens there, and jackalopes. And what we can do with this with the wildlife here is, eventually we will be able to build a pasture here. I don't have enough material for it right now. But pastures can hold, like, you can keep chickens and collect their eggs for food. I'm trying to think of where a good spot for a pasture would be. I think it is a one-size building. Could build it here, but I was kind of hoping to... Well, we might build it here. And then we'll just have to build a hunting lodge to capture some of the chickens here. We'll be able to start collecting eggs. Give us a little more variety. Because your colonists will get upset if you force them to subsist entirely on potatoes and berries. I would also like our populace to build up a little more before I start worrying about a pasture, because that is... On top of the pasture, you also have to build a hunter's cabin to go out and actually capture the animals for you. So, you guys are kind of learning the game alongside me. I am relearning this. You'd get pissed if all you had to eat were potatoes and berries too. Yeah. As much as Samwise likes to tout the benefits of potatoes, those will only get you so far. And something else as well. As you can see here, there is a fairly wide variety of seeds that you are able to get. But you need to find them from... I'm trying to see if I can... Okay, so here we are. We have these interesting locations here. And what you can do is build a expedition station here, which is what we are collecting resources towards. And they'll find salvage, like stuff. They can find better tools for you than the ones you currently have or are capable of building at that particular moment in time. They can find new seeds. A big one that they will find for you is this resource here, knowledge, which you need to research upgrades for your colony. And we actually, this is a really good spot that we were dropped in to start here. And there's a bunch of decorations you can build for yourself as well. I don't really build them too much, except if they're in places like this where I'm not able to build anything else anyways. Just because they take up a square that could otherwise go to something else. Although they do help with location attractiveness a little bit. But this early into the colony, we don't really need to worry about that too much. But you do have overlays here, like building condition. None of our buildings are damaged or destroyed, so we don't need to worry about that. Electricity. We don't have electricity researched yet. Soil moisture, which is obviously wet in all of this because it has been raining. And then radioactivity, which we don't really need to worry about right now either. I believe I toggled that off. Just for the sake of making things a little easier for me easing my way back into this. There, we've got our campfire here where people are going to come and hang out. Alright, so unfortunately a big part of this game is also just that this is a waiting game. While we wait for resources to be built or acquired, population to grow so that we can afford to do some of the stuff we want. We can always knock the number of builders that we have down a couple to give ourselves more settlers. And settlers are your free kind of colonists that aren't doing anything. Let's see how our water supply is doing. There, our water tank is getting a lot more filled up. That's exactly what we were hoping for. We've got people hanging around our bus here. Can we actually afford to upgrade this already? Interesting. Well, you know what? Let's upgrade this since we have the materials to do so. And turn our expedition bus into a slightly more grounded and central community center. As you can see, the upgrade taking place here. There we have the buses mounted into place here and is not going anywhere. Then our next upgrade after this is going to be a full-fledged town center. But for now we've got this, which is going to kind of serve the same purpose as the campfire down here, and provide somewhere for our settlers to come and relax and take their minds off the hellish apocalypse that we are living in. And we've got 3 more children that were just born. So I think what we are going to do, because we do have 3 extra settlers. Now that we've got, we are up to 4 children now. We will build a hunter's cabin down here, down by our gatherers. And we are going to schedule a pasture over here. That will reserve the resources. Oh, we need metal for that. I thought that was fabric. Okay, so since I don't have a refiner or the population for one more refinery yet, we're going to swap my fabric one here, because we have a good stockpile of fabric built up for right now, or cloth. And we'll get him to start building some metal. So that we can have ourselves a pasture here with some chickens. And I think long-term future of the colony, I'm thinking we expand our housing down into this area. Kind of keep our food production sort of central around the town center area here. Once we get a little more variety in seeds, we're going to put another couple of fields right there. What are those shadows that move through the trees? So if it is what I think it is, some of this is just marking scrap locations. Like this is marking a berry bush that my gathering hut will be gathering from. There's a scrap pile here and some trees that are going to be logged. And then also it kind of highlights, let's see if it will show it up here. The tree did just fall. Apparently that tree just fell on its own. But the colonists that are walking through the trees will also kind of highlight as a light orange shadow. I'm just not able to find any of them right now. But then some of the shadows will also just be the shadows of the trees. And also different wildlife moving through the trees as well. And then falling tree. And then it is an old game with an older game with a developer that unfortunately is no longer in business. So some of it's also just unfortunately going to be graphical glitches as well. Yeah, most of the stuff moving through moving through the woods will have this kind of orangish, or maybe they won't. Okay, so you may have also seen, as you can see, there's one of our colonists here. Now that I've selected him, you can see him highlighted in orange, but I thought they were all highlighted in orange. Maybe that was something they did in the sequel. Yeah, you little dudes actually do go and cut trees down, and now he's carrying logs back. Okay. But for right now, thank you, Break Alarm. We are going to take one more self-care break here. Then it'll probably be the last 30 minutes of stream for the day because unfortunately I do have to work tomorrow. But thank you guys all for watching. If you need to take care of yourself, go and do that. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with more Endzone A World Apart. Alright guys, welcome back to our last 30 minutes of Endzone A World Apart. Let's get our colonists back in motion. So how are we doing on food? Food, we are sitting on a stockpile of 1323. we're going to be hopefully having another source of food here in a minute. Once we get our pasture and hunting lodge here built. We are going to we're going to start with capturing though. As I said, we are going to move, and then I'm going to move this here so that we won't focus on just capturing the roosters, or the chickens here. I guess there's more chickens down here. However, we are going to wait until the pasture is built before we actually assign someone to work in the hunting lodge. Because if we capture anything before the pasture is ready for it, they just kill it. Which, while it would provide some food, I would much rather have the passive food income of eggs than the one-time 40 bonus of we caught and killed wild chickens. Okay, so yeah, our food is going down a little faster than we are acquiring it. Oh. Do I have any orchard seeds? So we will see if I've got any seeds that can go into an orchard. I'm pretty sure there are. I think the game will automatically start you with some seeds and some trees that you can plant into the orchard, if I remember correctly. Cutting the tree down to make room for an orchard. You can see we've got campfires going at our campfire and our mounted bus community center. Let's see. Yes, we can grow peaches. So, we are going to subsist on a diet of peaches, potatoes, berries, and eggs. Alright there, now we have... So now we just have to wait until our hunter has captured some chickens. And then we'll be able to get a jump start on some egg production. Yep, a slightly more balanced diet and slightly less unhinged. And actually what I'm going to do, because I feel like it would be a good use of space, is have a road that cuts up through there. That makes more sides of the fields accessible to our carriers moving food to the our general storage up here. Which we are actually going to have to think about getting another general storage up here soon. Because we haven't even begun to get close to what we need to go up and hopefully find some research. Or knowledge in some of these interesting locations. And I have lost my settlement. There we are. I will usually lose track of where my settlement is at least once a game when I'm playing this. Yeah, so we're going to build a second storeroom right there. Now, storerooms aren't exactly attractive looking. They will affect the attractiveness of your housing. But shelters are already inherently unattractive, so I'm not too worried about it. Um, I just like to rotate my shelters like that, just so that way it isn't a matching block of 4 buildings. That just looks a little boring to me. Add some visual variety. And one of the nice things too is there is a allotment of about 3 or 4 different designs for these cabins. So it's not all just the same building being plopped all the time, down all the time. Our hunter still hasn't had much luck capturing a chicken for us. But as you can see, here he goes. On his way out to hopefully capture some chickens. Actually, that is something else we have to do. I need another farmer. No, I don't, because I've only got 1 regular settler left. But we currently have 8 children. So we are going to have a lot more. And as you can see here, he has knocked out a chicken and is on his way over to collect it. Excuse me, guys, I just got a message here I have to answer. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Back. Oh, and as you can see, he is actually leading the chicken back over to the hunter's cabin. So as soon as he's got the chicken back there, we will be able to put the chicken in this pasture. So, yay, we will soon have eggs. I think, do I have the resources? We are building up resources towards eventually being able to get an expedition station going here. And then we'll be able to start scouting out some of those interesting locations. Chicken! There we go. So we shall soon have and then you can set this here so you can keep a set amount of animals in your pasture, and anything above and beyond that is just slaughtered and added directly to your food. And our water cistern is full, which is a good problem to have. I do think, since we are manufacturing steel, we are going to build ourselves an expedition center here behind the community center. And then as our hunter captures more chickens, they will be added into the pasture automatically at this point, I believe. I think we have enough now. I can set this to my regular, the shelter here to be the elderly and infertile once again. Which is a weird thing to be saying. We're gonna knock, once this is built, games like this absolutely can cause the strangest statements to be made. You are 100% right, YNC. And there you can see our chicken is out in pasture now. Hopefully our hunter will be capturing more chickens. But yeah, once our expedition center here is built, we're going to knock our builders down to 2. And then give ourselves a scout that will be able to go and start scouting out some of those interesting locations, and hopefully getting us some knowledge and or seeds. Preferably both, but we will see which way the dice rolls on that. Actually, oh yes, and this game had a Halloween DLC the year it came out. It was a free add-on to the game, and you get a whole bunch of Halloween decorations that you can build in your settlement. Like a memorial to the dead here. Okay, and as you can see, our expedition center is finally being constructed. Piece by piece. Are they just cosmetic or do they serve function? So what decorations in this game do is they add to the attractiveness of a location. And I mean, some stuff like the torches and streetlights here will add a little bit of light so it can be easier for you to see while it's dark out. But for the most part, they just increase location attractiveness, which becomes a lot more important later into the game as your settlers start getting a little more picky about their surroundings and the things they need to keep them happy. Alright, perfect. Our expedition center is built. And we now have a scout. So what we're going to do is go up to those interesting locations I saw. Well, and then, actually, while I'm here, this is a good example to highlight. You can usually get a good idea of what you are going to get from an interesting location based on what it is. So, like, this hospital will probably have some knowledge, but it's mostly going to be medication and medicines that they would have up here. See if I can find... There is a particular one that tends to yield seeds. If I can find it. It is a hard one to come across. But it is a like a wrecked combine harvester. And houses like these. So we're gonna send a scout here to this interesting location. And houses will be a variety of things. Usually you're going to be getting food and tools from a house. But sometimes they will have things like seeds. They might have bottles of water that you're able to take back. And then once an interesting location has been looted, like so once our scout checks this house out, you can mark this for salvage. And you'll be able to take it apart with one of your salvage centers after. Okay, and as you can see here, I'll show this as well since we're right here and I can see it. This is soil that has started drying out because the rains aren't here. But you can also see with the rains approaching, it's starting to rehydrate the soil. And it's starting to help the trees grow back to life. So that doesn't look like, well, what most of us would picture the landscape looking like in a post-apocalypse game. Which is, there's just some really cool little attention to details in this game. Like that I really like. Okay, so we are sitting on, we've got 10 steel here, we've got 12 plastic, we're still sitting at 38 cloth. Yes, actually, Sass. Oh, so how's it going, Sass? We are here for our last little bit of some Endzone, a world apart. How is your night going? I am punching my mic trying to scratch my chin. You got people bothering you about with questions about projects you have no involvement in. I mean, that's just work though, isn't it? That's why you weren't in sooner. Yeah, no worries. So this is just kind of a see how my vocal cords tolerate the idea of streaming again. Okay, and then we should... Oh, we are up to 12 children now, and as you can see, Antoine and Ava here are almost adults. So we're going to be getting another couple free settlers that we'll be able to assign projects to. I'm starting to get the sneaking suspicion my scout did not go to the house. Oh, hang on. If I can find that house again. Here we go. Open expedition window. Oh, there he is. He is on his way. You can see him on the map there. That is our settlement where our expedition center is. And that is our scout. I'll probably see him approaching the zone here soon. Yep, there is our scout there. Diana. Coming to see what goodies she is able to salvage from this interesting house. And I think... Oh, we are still only at 1 chicken. Oh, but we are going to have a second chicken born within half a season. So we are going to give our scout here time to scout this out. And that might be all for today, because it is 10 o'clock and I do have to be up. Not early, but it still would be good to... Oh, there was another tree falling right over here. So yeah, sometimes trees will just fall on their own. It doesn't necessarily have to do with my lumberjacks being there. Yeah, we will see what my scout finds here. Finally off calls an hour later. Welcome back, Tenny. You missed me capturing a chicken, so I now have a chicken farm. And we're growing a peach orchard, so our colonists are subsisting off of potatoes, berries, peaches, and eggs. We have the best diet. Beans, mushrooms, berries, hare meat, and potatoes. Oh, and there we have the ruin has been scouted. A doctor's office ruin. It's me, Chief, one of your scouts. Came across a house with a strange symbol on it. 2 snakes intertwined on a stick with wings. I think I saw that once in one of the medical manuals we had back in the Endzone. The house is run down, but there still might be some supplies left in there we could really use in camp. Okay, so they're going to continue scouting that out. Yeah, gonna have those stanky farts, yep. We will go for a little bit longer since Sass and Tenny just showed up. Well, Tenny showed back up. Okay, so our scout here, an expedition window, configure expedition. Recommend any tool. And fortunately we don't have any medics, but we do have educated settlers here. Oh, that's right. So we won't be he'll text me about it tomorrow. All right, Tenny. Oh, that's right. We have the herbal hut here too. So we can get some herbalists. However, we do have a bit of a stockpile of medicinal herbs here, so I'm not too worried about it. Because we are down to our last free settler here. I want to wait until some of the children we've got have aged up before we build too many more workplaces. No, it might not be the worst idea to build another cistern there. Well, it won't let me send the children to work in the coal mines until they're adults. You know, we just about could have built a rainwater collector. The way this run has been going, it has been raining more often than it hasn't been. Oh, we have one expedition ration, so we're gonna wait until we've built up a bit more of a stockpile of expedition rations before we do any of that, which is gonna require our scout coming back. Well, 0.1 seasons until we have a second chicken. What are you on about, game? There are 2 chickens right here anyways. Okay, guys, apparently one of these chickens is a hallucination. Is rainwater safe to drink, use in this game? Yeah, you can, so there is toxic rainfall that you have to worry about sometimes, but you can, upgrade, build a cover upgrade for it. So that way toxic rainfall doesn't get in and contaminate all the water it has collected. Alright, got a lumberjack or a scrap collector out here going to get some more scrap. I am fairly certain I don't even have that yet, Tanny. Alright, but our food reserves are starting to build back up. We are well on our way towards increasing our workforce. We are going to have to work on getting a tool forge built soon. All in all, I think this is a good place to leave off for the night. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out in my return to streaming. My throat isn't bothering me a whole lot after that, so I'm hoping to ease my way back into my regular scheduled streams as I have set them. Gonna throw out some shout outs for some of our streamer friends that showed up in chat today. Hey, this is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the developers have gone defunct. They were working on a sequel that was not as well received as this was. So let's take a look here. I will see if I can see if it will let me raid out here. Alright, and it does not appear to want to let me raid out today. Oh. Yeah, so unfortunately we are going to have to leave things off there. Thank you guys very much for coming in and hanging out, and I hope I will see you all again next stream. Alright, take care everyone.